In this screen recording I'm going to explain how to do 5.2.5 on page 77. Now you could have looked earlier at my introduction tutorial, my introduction to hexadecimal, and I explained a little bit about this, but this tutorial is just if you're having trouble getting started. So we are covering 5.2.5, and in this tutorial I'll show you how to do both 5.2.5a and 5.2.5b. Now, we spoke a little bit about hexadecimal, so it's useful to have this little table as I've established a few times. Imagine there's different columns, and the first column has a value of 1, the second column 16, and the third column 16 times 16, which a quick look at a calculator will tell you, equals 256. In addition to that, we've also established that in hexadecimal you use 15 separate digits. So the first 10 digits are exactly the same as the decimal system: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then after the first 10 we switch to letters, which each represents a different number. I'll do a little table because it'll make it a bit easier to conceptualize. So then we have A, B, C, D, E, and lastly F. And each one of these letters simply represents another number. So A represents 10, 11, 12, C represents 12, D 13, E 14, and F 15. Okay, and of course 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 represent exactly the same numbers. Okay, so once we've established that, it's also a good idea to work on our 16 times tables. So let's do that as well over here. So we start with times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8 times 9 times 10 times 11 and times 12. Now we all know that 16 times 1 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, and then if we double that we get 64. If we double 64 we get 128. If we double 128 we get 256, as we've got over here, but that comes a bit further down. What else can we do? It's easy to work out. 16 times 10 is 160. Then we just need to add 16 to that, so you get 176. Then you've just got to take away 16 from that, which gives you 144. And then 32 plus 16 is 48. 64 plus 16 is 80. 80 plus 16 is 96. 96 plus 16 112. And 176 plus 16 192. I think that's more or less correct. I'll just consult my calculator quickly just to double check. Okay, I think most of them are correct. Okay, so now that we've established that, let's write down the number we have been given for 5.2.a. Now, this is a number which is in hexadecimal, and we have been given 1e. Now, we know that the e belongs in this column, and we know that the 1 belongs in this column. So that's quite an easy one, really, because if we go up here, we know e equals 14. So let's move this column over here and this column over here. Okay, so we know 14, and we know that we got to multiply it by 1. 14 times 1 equals 14. Over here we get the number. What is 1? 1 is actually simply 1, and we've got to multiply that by 16. 1 times 16 equals 16. Then we add these two numbers together, and we are left with 30. So 1e in hexadecimal simply converts into 30. That's 5.2.5a completed. I do hope this is making some kind of sense. Let's rub all that junk out for now. And let's just do also, as an example for you, 5.2.5b. And the hexadecimal number we are given here is EA. So once again, the A column is going to be in the ones, and the A is 10. And the E over here is going to be 14. So in other terms, we can do, for this column, 1 times 10 equals 10. And then 14 up here, we can do 16 times 14. Okay, let's do it the old school way. So 4 times 6, 24. 1 times 4 equals 4, plus 2 equals 6, plus 0. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1, which leaves us with 224 plus 10, which equals 234. So your answer to 5.2.4b is 234. I do hope this is making sense, year 8. If it is not, you are welcome to see me before the due date, of course.